Hello guys, welcome back to Testing Basics. Thank you so much for watching. This is finally going to be the loungewear Testing Basics, which has taken a year and a day for me to film. Literally when I started filming this I had very long hair, that's how long it's taken. Because I went away a lot and just needed enough time to lounge, because I don't know about you, and maybe I'm admitting to something really gross here. I kind of tend to wear all my loungewear for like over a week at a time, which is a bit grim. Or until something gets spilt on it, or until I'm like, this possibly smells and needs a wash. It's not like normal Testing Basics where a t-shirt, I know I'm gonna wear that for one day and then wash it. And so I wanted to wear them all as I would normally. So they've all been worn a lot. They've all been washed actually already, which has turned out to be a mistake. I don't want to ruin too much, but I foolishly was like, I'm really confident these are all gonna wash fine, because I've washed so many different types of loungewear so many times. I'm not going to have an issue, so I can wash them and we'll be able to still show everyone at the beginning. It was a risk I shouldn't have taken, because we have had a mishap with one of them, which I'm gutted about. Anyway, we'll get to that. For now we have 5. So my only what's the word, stipulations, say, for when I was doing this is that there couldn't be any cashmere in it. I'm a big fan of cashmere loungewear, and the bottom line is I recommend cashmere loungewear above all else. However, that would maybe need to be one that I do entirely on my own, because I thought maybe it's just my love for cashmere. But if I did one that had cashmere in and none of the others did, that would just be the front runner and it wouldn't be a fair show. So that was the only rule. I've got a top and a bottom from every item from every store. Some of them come as a set, some of them aren't as a set online. So there's like a Uniqlo one that literally comes wrapped up all together, so you buy it together. Whereas others, like the White Company one I have, is a top and a bottom, both from White Company, both from the same line, but they don't come together. But I've got tops and bottoms of them all. There was one that's a knitted one, the rest are all kind of sweat sort of style ones. I'll talk about the composition of them all anyway. And let's just get going. The first is Uniqlo. Like I said, this is the one that comes in a set, and it consists of a rather long in the body, short in the sleeved, blue and white stripy jersey top. It's quite relatively thin material. It's got little cuffs here. I went for the whole set in a size, because this, like I said, is one that comes as one, so you can't get the top in one size and the bottom in another. I got a small in all of them and it fits fine. And then these are the bottoms, they're navy blue. They're not cuffed at the bottom, they just go straight down here. And the negative thing I would say about these is that for some reason it's really hard. I always put them on back to front, but it's probably just going to be me. It's not everyone who's going to make that mistake. These are £29.90 for both, and they are 95% cotton and 5% spandex. So really affordable, like 15 quid each, let's say, for the top and the bottom, which I think is really good. They Uniqlo do sets, loungewear sets that are separate, but I deliberately went for the one that was an ensemble. And yeah, maybe the downside would be that you have to get one size and everything. It's definitely an oversized small. It would, you know, I could have gone an extra small, it'd be fine. But I don't think I'm going to be alone in saying that nobody wants to be lounging in tight clothes. Up from there we have Marks & Spencer. So this is 2 pieces bought separately, but obviously they are matching pieces. The bottoms are £15, the top was £18. I got them in a size 8, and the composition, just bear with me when I flick through this handy little notebook, is, oh here we go, 52% viscose, 47% polyester and 1% elastane. Interesting, so no cotton. They're kind of like a waffle material. Like I said, I have an 8 in both the top and the bottom. The top is a hoodie style thing. Oh, yeah, the top is a hoodie, like I said, with a bit of a V-neck coming through here, and then the bottom, a similar style to the Uniqlo ones that I just showed you. They've got a little turn up at the bottom, but they're not cuffed or anything, and they're just this really nice grey waffly. They're not super thick. I'm hoping you can kind of see, yeah, you can see me through there, you get an idea of the thickness, but to touch them, even though the Uniqlo ones are more opaque, there's not too much difference in how thick they feel. These feel softer, I would say. Oh, well, no, maybe not. They can feel almost squishier, but then obviously this is a textured piece, so That was a Marks and Spencer's. I can't do the math at the top of my head, but I'll write the total on the screen. 15 plus 18. I can do that maths, come on. 25, 33 pounds. Oh, I'd even already written that down for myself. I really seriously give up sometimes. Anyway, up from there we have the White Company, which I think is like the most obvious place to go for loungewear. The piece de resistance of loungewear. This is one where it's not a matching set, but it's styled together online. So like when you click on the top, it will send you to the bottoms as well. The top is this white top with a drawstring here, and it's kind of got a boat neck. I got it in a UK size small. The top was £55. And then for the bottoms, they are quite similar to the Uniqlo ones. They are some black elasticated waist ones with the cuff at the bottom. I also got these in a size 8, and these were £49. So the total set comes in at £104. And yet they feel softer to touch than the Uniqlo ones, but very similar. I would definitely place these on a par in terms of comparison to the Uniqlo. Oh, interestingly though, the composition is closer to the M&S. 46% viscose, 46% polyester, and 8% elastane. So that's interesting. It feels closer to the Uniqlo one, but in composition is not. As for the top, it is 100% cotton. So that's nice. But yeah, like I said, they're kind of styled as a set online. So that was a total of £104 for those two. Moving one up to the ones that I don't have here to show you right now. You are going to see them when I'm wearing them, and I will bring it out at the end of the video. But for the time being, I'll put an image in of them online. They're from COS. These are the 100% wool ones I got. And maybe it wasn't fair to put a 100% wool pair in this mix, but that lesson has been learned, if that was the case, if that was the universe trying to tell me something. I personally really wanted to put some wool ones in because I love wool loungewear, not even cashmere one, but maybe we could do a whole wool one separately. I also do like the kind of jersey, cottony ones like I was just showing you there, but I think for a similar price to the White Company ones, this is why I was quite interested in doing a wool one. It was just going to be, it was, up until it all went wrong, a good experiment of what you could get for your money and what kind of a different experience you could have with an item. So I got both the top and the bottom in a size small, and both the top and the bottom were £69, which comes into a total of £138, and they are both 100% wool. You can probably guess what's happened by the fact I'm not showing them right now, and I'm only going to show it at the end, but that was COS, so a total of 138. Then for the most expensive one, really struggled with what brand to go for this, and ended up just going on Net-a-Porter and looking at their loungewear, and ended up going with Hanro, which is a brand I had heard of before, and I have got a top from them, I think, and they do really nice underwear, really nice loungewear. The total for this set is an eye-watering £220. So it's this wonderful taupe colour. Is this taupe? Putty colour? Mushroom shade? Anyway, brownish. The top I got in a size small, and it is this v-necked, ribbed, really loose fitting top. The composition of which is, I'll tell you, 79% cotton, 19% polyamide, and 2% elastane. So that's that. The top is £95. And then the bottom, obviously this is very much a matching set, are these very lovely track pants, which are really nice and thick, and they've got this kind of ribbed detailing all through here, through the back. They are very lovely and thick. I also got these in a size small. These are £125, and they are made up of, I think they kind of feel similar. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so I believe from this label that it's made of 72% viscose, 22% polyamide, 5% elastane. The trimming, what's the trimming? The ribbed bit? It must be. Yes, it must be, because the trimming is the same composition as the top, and they both are the same texture. That's not focusing, but there we go. You can see the trimming plus the top, so it's the same composition as that. And yeah, like I said, I got this in small for the top and bottom, and paid £220 on it, which is crazy amounts of money for something which I'm most likely going to spend a lot of time getting toothpaste down the front of. But yeah, that was the most expensive. Now, like I said, I've been filming this for like honestly about 2 months. It's been that long. I know I've been promising it for so long as well. So now let's get into that section, and then at the end I'll share final thoughts and share what's happened to the COS ones. I'm gutted. Hello guys. Just to manage your expectations for this testing basics, every time you see me I'm gonna look like this, because I'm gonna do it at the end of every day, and I'm gonna wear each set of comfies for 2 days, 2 evenings, just as much as I can in a day. And when I get to the end of the day, I spend the whole day having done this with my fringe, especially when I'm working or reading. And so then at the end you just look like this. So this is what you're going to be faced with. Had on the Hanro set today. This is the second time I've worn it. I wore it once on Sunday and went out to the gym in it. So I walked out fully in it and just put some trainers on. And I was going to the gym at Soho House, so it kind of felt okay, but I did feel like a bit of a dickhead, just because it's so matching and it just seems so over the top to me for some reason. I think if it was all black I wouldn't feel this way at all. It's something about this colour which just, I literally just feel like I look absolutely loaded for some reason. I don't know what it is, maybe you guys don't agree, there's just something about it. So I can't say I felt overly comfortable in it. I don't know why that would make me feel uncomfortable, but it just seems like, maybe it's because it seems a very grown-up outfit, you know, like I feel like I look like a very wealthy older woman who drives a Range Rover and has a few Hermes bags at home. That's the vibe. And maybe it's just because for some reason I'm associating it with an older outfit. This might be because tops like this and this colour is something my mum wears a lot, so it makes me think of mum. So maybe this is a hugely personal association that I'm making, and you guys wouldn't think the same thing at all. I don't know, but it's not my favourite. Comfort wise, the top really doesn't get very many points. Like, it's a big top and it's comfy because it's big, but it's not soft. The fabric isn't soft at all. On the inside it's not soft, so like, you could just get a big t-shirt from anywhere and have the same levels of comfort. There's nothing special about this top, to the point that I actually have been sneakily putting on a cashmere jumper. Oh, so out of focus. Hello guys, it has been ages since I filmed the first little bit of testing basics with the Hanro set on, because I then went on holiday for ages. Well, I was away for like 2 weeks. And just got so busy that I literally was spending no time at home in comfy clothes. And with this testing basics, I knew it was going to take me a long time, because this is a bit gross, but I would think quite a few of you will be the same. I tend to wear like the same comfy outfit maybe for like a week, depending on if I had like a solid day sobbing at home in it, then I would only wear it for 1 day and wash it. But normally it's only for like a couple of hours in the evening, so I'll tend to wear the whole one for a week. And other testing basics, when I'm wearing something, I'd wear it for a whole day, and it's been harder to have extended periods of wearing the clothes. So I've been wearing the White Company ones for the past like 3 weeks, but barely been wearing them. So only now do I feel like I've worn them enough. So it's just what I've got on now. It's a similar thing to the Hanro ones. I don't really like the top. I don't really like the neckline. It's not soft at all. It's kind of like, it's like inside, it's not fleecy. It's that like, how do I describe that? Like a really rough kind of a cotton texture. And I don't find the neckline comfy. I find it a bit annoying and like, ugh. And the sleeves aren't long enough to just kind of pull down over your hands and be cozy on the sofa. So yeah, really don't like the top. I like this top less than the Hanro one. And the joggers are comfy, the bottoms are really comfy. The Hanro ones feel way more luxurious. I'm gonna have to remind myself of the difference specifically of the price between the bottoms of each as opposed to the whole set. But the Hanro ones feel thicker, they fit better, they look nicer, they do feel worth, specifically the bottoms feel worth extra money. These feel like relatively thin. They've got like a nice fit to them and everything, and they have been comfy to wear and stuff, and like they're not offensive, but they don't feel that special at all. Like they really don't. To say that this was the second, has this been, yeah, it's been the second most expensive set, so not overly impressed with the White Company, which I really didn't expect, because obviously they're like so good at loungewear, and their cashmere loungewear is amazing. But yeah, this isn't great. The Hanro ones, seen compared to these, worth the price difference. The bottoms just feel and look great. These look too scruffy to go like out. You see, they just kind of look really like shitty, and I wouldn't really want to leave the house in them either, which defeats the object of what so many of you guys asked for like comfies that you could have on at home and then nip to the shops without worrying you were going to bump into somebody and wishing that the world would swallow you up. So these do not fit that bill. Hey guys, it's 9 AM and I have on the Uniqlo set today. I had it on last night, the night before, and like mornings and things, so I feel like I've worn it quite a bit. I actually also ended up sleeping in it last night because I was reading in bed wearing it and then just fell asleep. So after that, I now know I need to wash it because I've slept in it too. This is my favourite top out of all the tops that we've had so far. It just kind of feels like the loosest and the comfiest, and like it's not got anything fussy going on. I think maybe I just prefer a crew neck to chill at home in. Really, like the sleeves are a bit 3/4 length actually, which would be, I mean they're meant to be, but I do prefer to have something I can really pull down onto my hands. But it's still my favourite. I think the way the neckline is, like I said, makes it my favourite. This one's super comfy. The bottoms aren't as good as the Hanro ones, definitely. I'd say for the price, they're better than the White Company ones. They haven't got a cuff at the bottom, but that doesn't really bother me that much, but it's kind of worth noting maybe. I think for the price, I'd say they're better than the White Company because they're so much more affordable, and the White Company ones didn't blow me away. The fit of the White Company ones is probably slightly nicer, but I wouldn't say there's that much in it really. But they're not the comfiest comfies I've ever owned in my life, or that I know I have in my wardrobe. And I'm starting to think that maybe I'm just someone who prefers to lounge around the house in like a fleecy jumper or a hoodie or something, because while I've loved this, still I know I've got, every day when I've been putting these comfies on, I'm like, I would rather wear some comfies which are like 10 years old and a bit gross and have got bleach stains on them and toothpaste, because you always end up so attached to certain ones, don't you? So these still aren't like knocking it out of the park for me, but the top's been my favourite one. Bottoms aren't as good as Hanro, but I think the White Company ones feel nicer. I think they look a bit nicer, but to say the price difference, I don't think they're worth how much more expensive they are than these. I think these do very much the same thing, and they're a similar softness and warmth and comfiness. The Hanro ones just feel and look so much better. They really do stand above the rest so far. So yeah, that's the White Company. I'm now going to go and get ready. As you can see, I'm half ready because I've got my slap on. I'm going to get out of these and put them in the wash. Hey guys, I've been wearing the COS ones for the past few days. I put on a tiny bit of fake tan yesterday, even though it really doesn't look like it, and so they need washing now because they've sort of got that biscuity smell. So yeah, definitely time for a wash. I really liked these ones, and I know the purpose of these ones were kind of closer to compare to the White Company ones. It's similar in price, and I think if you were going to spend that much, definitely go for these and go for something knitted. I know I am a really big fan of like jersey comfies, and like love the Hanro ones, like I keep saying, and the bottoms on the Uniqlo ones as well. But this does, for not much price difference to the White Company especially, feels so much nicer to wear. I think with the bottoms you could get away with going a size down, like they're not falling down on me or anything, but they could be a bit tighter. But I will like will pay special attention to how these do in the wash, in terms of if the knit shrinks at all, and if that sizing in the bottoms changes in any way. But yeah, this is the one that I felt the most comfortable in. Definitely my favourite top, hands down, out of all of them. I feel like a hoodie is just the way to go for me. And the sleeves are really nice and long, and it's just nice and loose, and also warm and cozy and lovely. So yeah, this is my favourite set so far. I know it does kind of have a point of difference, like I said at the beginning, with it being knitted, but in comparing it to a similar price point of the White Company, this one I would recommend hands down. It's so much nicer to wear. I in fact don't even want to put it in the wash. I already feel quite attached to it. And I don't think, you know, the Hanro one I still think is the best one to leave the house in. I think you could leave the house in this, and especially the jumper, like even if you just slipped on some jeans or something. The trousers maybe look a bit too baggy, and therefore the crotch is sitting quite low on me, so that I wouldn't necessarily want to leave the house in them, because they look a bit too big and scruffy because of that. But yeah, other than that, really good. Hello guys, from me with wet hair. Here to talk about the Marks and Spencer's one, which is our final one. I did take off, it had little silver things on the end, which you'll be able to see on the pictures if you look online. And I took those off because they were quite heavy and they were kind of like swinging around and clonking around and just generally being a bit of a pain. So I took those off, so maybe it needs to lose some points for the fact I had to, you know, do a bit of customization, as it were. But yeah, I've really liked this one. The sweatshirt, the top isn't as nice to wear as the COS one, but I like it more than the other three. I think I just seem to be quite partial to a hoodie, but I don't like the fact it's got a V-neck. I prefer something that's got a crew neck, but it's still really comfortable. It's not as warm as the Uniqlo one. It's not as thick. It is similar thickness to the White Company ones maybe, but obviously a very different texture, but similar warmth and thickness. The trousers are really comfortable. The like cuffs could be a little bit tighter around my ankles, but I really am just being picky there. I think with this, like, I could get away with nipping out of the house. I mean, even in the whole get up with some like trainers and a big coat on, you'd be okay, but it does feel very much like loungewear. And yeah, it's definitely not as cozy and lovely and warm as the COS one. It doesn't feel anywhere near as luxurious as the Hanro one. I prefer it to the White Company one though, I would say, and like I said, I really liked wearing it. I just would definitely recommend taking off the silver bobbly things, which were really driving me mental. But that is the final one. Let us now move on to the final section of this video. Okay guys, on to the final segment. Now, what you may have been able to tell throughout this is that I shrunk the COS ones in the wash. These were, excuse that banging, it's like relentless at the moment, so I literally, there's no waiting for it to stop because it doesn't stop. So sorry if there's like drilling, banging, whatever noises in the background. Yeah, I shrunk the COS ones in the wash, which I'm gutted about because they were my favourite ones and I was genuinely like going to give them the #1 spot. I was so excited for all the times I was going to wear them because they were so soft and so comfortable. I washed them, and like I have other wool loungewear and wool jumpers obviously that I've washed so many times. I just put them on the wool setting, use my like, gentle detergent, don't tumble dry them, just put them to dry in the radiator. Always fine. I didn't do anything any differently, and I am categorically against the idea of having loungewear that needs to be hand washed or, God forbid, dry cleaned, because that's too high maintenance for what's meant to be the most low maintenance part of your wardrobe. So they have to come in last place for that because they've shrunk, and they've like, they've gone all like that lumpy. It's just like it's been too hot. You know when you wash wool and it's too hot and it shrinks? But I washed it on, like I said, the same setting that I washed. There was other wool jumpers in the wash with these, and they've come out fine. So it wasn't, it's something to do with these. But I don't know what it could be because they're just 100% wool. And it doesn't say what kind of wool, but I don't know. The label says you shouldn't wash them, but obviously I was just out to hell with that. Because like I said, you can't have loungewear, you need to dry clean, it's just too much. So this is coming in last place, but I'm absolutely gutted about it because, look at the size of that, because I loved it and it was going to get first place, and I was going to say, and I still do recommend wool loungewear because I've got a set from the White Company I've had for about 4 or 5 years. I've got one from Ettra Cecile that I've had for over a year. Like other ones which I've washed so many times, and they're the ones I reach for the most. So even though this particular set isn't winning for me, I do really recommend wool loungewear, and maybe I need to do a wool or a cashmere one completely separately, and so we can delve into this a bit more. So let me know if that's something you'd want to see. I feel like a cashmere and wool one would be good to do on the run up for Christmas, because I personally always think loungewear is a really good Christmas present, because it's not always the kind of thing you want to spend a lot of money on yourself, but it's something you really appreciate having and is lovely to have. So maybe we could do that on the run up to Christmas and it would be helpful for gift buying as well. But yeah, don't get the COS one. I'm gutted. I'm honestly gutted because I loved it so much. So that's in last place. In second to last place, I'm going to put the White Company ones. So these were similar in price to the COS one, and until the COS one shrunk to half its size, they were fully getting the full recommendation from me. The White Company one, I just do think is overpriced for what this one particularly is. Like I just said in passing, I have some cashmere from the White Company, I have some normal wool ones from the White Company that have lasted really well. So maybe when we do the wool one, I will revisit the White Company for that and see how that how that compares. But for their jersey and cotton ones, I just think the price tag is too high for what you're getting, especially when comparing it to the Uniqlo and the Marks and Spencer's one we have, which is so considerably cheaper. This one just isn't up to scratch. It doesn't feel worth the price tag, basically. I was just literally just trying them all on now to film the cutaways before I got ready to do this bit. And trying them all like back to back like that is quite helpful to refresh my memory. And the fit of the trousers, if you're tall, is better than the Uniqlo, for sure. And they do look nicer and they do look more expensive. The top I really don't like. I think I'm going to have to separate tops and bottoms in some of these. The top I really don't like at all. I don't find it comfortable. I think it's too cropped. I don't like the neckline. I personally really don't think I'm going to wear this at home. I would never choose to reach for this over a jumper, over a sweatshirt, over a hoodie, anything. So the top's out. The trousers, on the other hand, I think I will wear going forward. They are comfortable, they are soft, they're lovely. They just don't feel worth the price tag at all. And while the Uniqlo ones are a little bit shorter, I think I have other ones from Uniqlo that aren't that specific set here, which fit so similarly to these, and I think they're something like 15 or 20 pounds or something. Just so much more affordable. So yeah, that's not to say that I think the White Company does do great loungewear, and now the more I'm talking about it, I really want to do this Woolen cashmere one to delve into it a little bit more. But for this, I just don't think you should go get jersey loungewear from there, because you're still paying such a premium price tag for the brand, and not really getting something that feels fully worthwhile. So those are in second to last place. Next, I've left the Marks and Spencer's ones I've just put in. 1 second, they're in another room. I'll be a sec. Quick coffee sip. That doesn't taste quite right. The next place I'm going to put the Uniqlo ones. I'm kind of torn price-wise in comparing the Marks and Spencer's one and these Uniqlo ones. I really do fully recommend these, and I have other ones from Uniqlo that I've had for a really long time that I've washed for a lot longer, and they do wash really well, and for the price they just hold up really well. And I have a set which didn't come as a set together, and I couldn't find it when I went in store, which is why I didn't buy that same one again, that I prefer to this one. So I will link that in the description box if it's still available online. Just because the sleeves of the jumper are a bit longer, and the sleeves of the trousers, the legs of the trousers are a bit longer, and that's what's going to put this in third place, I think. The trousers are kind of like skinny through the bottom of the leg. They're not uncomfortable by any means, but they just don't fit as nice as some of the other ones. And like I said, they're a bit shorter in the leg, and I do find the fact that this is like long in the body and then short in the arms, kind of, it doesn't look the most flattering. It's not all about how they look, obviously, but I don't think it looks as nice as some of the other ones do. But that being said, I definitely preferred wearing this over the White Company jumper. I preferred wearing this one over the Hanro top for sure, just because I think I prefer a sweatshirt with like a nice high neck and it feels a bit cozier. But I do like to be able to pull the sleeves down. Really, I can't with this jumper even, but you know what I mean, and just be all cozy and wrapped up. And with this I couldn't quite do it, but I do really recommend it for the price. And to compare it to the White Company one, it's just so similar for such a fraction of the price. And like I said, they were washed really well, really easily. There's been no issues with any of the others in the wash, by the way, except for the COS ones. And yeah, I do think they're great, but like I said, I'm going to link the other set that I've got from Uniqlo, which I prefer a little bit more to these ones, just because the fit of them is a bit better. But in terms of the softness and the quality and how comfortable they are to wear, this is great. And maybe if you were a bit shorter than I am, you wouldn't have such an issue with the length of things. Okay, sorry guys, I just had to quickly recharge the camera battery, which seems to run out at an alarming pace. I can't remember what the last thing I was saying. Onto the Uniqlo ones I was talking about. I think I was just saying that I'll link the other set that I have that I like from there. But I think they are really good for the price. And it was a very close call between putting, I can't believe what's come in first place, by the way, we will get to that. It was a very close call between putting these ones or the Uniqlo ones in second place. Ultimately gone with this just because I think the fit of them's a little bit better, so they look a bit nicer. I in fact did do a Tesco run wearing these and just some trainers and a big coat, and felt, you know, when you go out in your comfies, you kind of always feel like, oh, I'm out in loungewear. But some of it is more like, I'm out in loungewear, and others is like, I'm out in loungewear. And these were more on the edge of, I'm out in loungewear, whereas the Uniqlo ones would have been, I'm out in loungewear. the White Company bottoms would be more, I'm out in loungewear, but the top, just no, I don't want to go out anywhere in that, just because it's not comfortable at all. And now obviously the COS ones we can't talk about. I'm just too upset by the whole thing. So yeah, these Marks and Spencer's ones, I think the length of them is really great. They're really soft. They're not super thick and cozy. Again, I think that's when your knitted ones and your cashmere ones just reign supreme with that kind of a feel. But they are really comfortable. I like the fact that the trousers are quite baggy. They're almost like a straight leg, which looks really nice. I did take, like I kept saying, take the metal bits off this, and I hugely recommend it. It's fraying a little bit. I have a really odd habit of twiddling anything like this or any ribbon, so this might be a lot frayed more because I have been messing with it 24/7 when I'm wearing it. But for me, that's a very personal bonus when something's got something like this on it. But yeah, it was just really comfortable to wear as well, and I think for the price was really good. I like the fact it does come separately. I think that maybe the Uniqlo one should lose points for being a complete set, because not everybody wants to wear the same size on the top as their bottom. It was really common to have like big boobs, so you need a bigger top, or a big bum, so you need a bigger bottom than you need up top, similar to if you shop in swimwear, I guess. So it's quite, I think maybe it's not as good that the Uniqlo one is a whole set, even though I have to say, if you had bigger boobs and a small bum, or a big bum and small boobs or whatever, I think it would fit fine because it is so oversized. But it's quite nice when things are separate like this one, and also coming in at not much more expensive for that either. So yeah, I just really liked this set. It was really comfortable to wear. I think it looked really nice. And this top I really liked. I liked the top definitely a lot more than the top for the Uniqlo. In fact, this is my favourite top until the COS one happened. This is my favourite top out of all of the ones that we have here, because this is just the kind of one that I find the most comfortable to wear, and it's cosy and everything. So yeah, that's the M&S ones in second place. It's not often the most expensive thing comes in first place, and I can't quite believe it has. Now, I do need to disregard the top from it. I think it looks great. Like I said, I just tried it on again now to film the final bit, and I think it looks really nice. Like the top's lovely, and if this was suited to someone's personal style more than it is mine, you could easily wear this out of the house. And out of all of the sets, this is the one that is the most chic and glamorous, and that's why I've put it in first place, because ultimately it looks and feels like it's worth the hefty price tag. As we've just seen, I think you can get really great loungewear, and you do not have to spend a grand total of over £200 on it whatsoever. But for this, it kind of feels worth it. The top, like I said, not so much. I do really prefer the Marks and Spencer's top, but it feels lovely, and it does look nice. It's just not my personal preference of a top. But the reason I really need to put it in first place is because of how good these bottoms are. Again, you don't need to buy them both together, so you could just go buy the bottoms. How much were these? Were like 140 or something. And then on their own, just feels so worth it. I'm flying to LA later this week, and I'm going to wear these on the flight. I would gladly be seen out and about wearing these, running all the errands in the world you need to run. Just putting them on now, they just fell head and shoulders above all the others. The fit of them is so good. The way they sit down the leg, all of the detailing on them really makes them look and feel so luxurious. They just feel and look great when you have them on. And completely feel worth the money. They've washed really well. I really like the colour of them. I just think they're comfy enough to wear around the house. Look great to walk out of the house in them. And yeah, there's no other way I can put it than they just simply look and feel like they're worth the hefty price tag. The bottoms more so than the top, but if the top you're like, yeah, that's really my style, it is comfortable, it was nice to wear, it was baggy. You know, the White Company one, just didn't find comfortable to wear in any way. Whereas this top and the whole set, you're like, yeah, I really like how that looks, then go for it. But I really, really, really recommend the bottoms. And I can't believe there's like an over £100 price difference between these and the Marks and Spencer's one, which come in second place. But it just frankly feels worth it. There's like no other way I can say to describe it. And I mean, time will tell how well they wear in, but I just think you can kind of buy them now, wear them and wear them and wear them. In the house, out of the house, whatever, on flights, going to the gym, whatever you find yourself needing to wear loungewear, and really get your wear out of something that looks and feels really nice, and it just feels worth it, frankly. So that was the most expensive one in first place, and that doesn't happen that often in Testing Basics, which is actually something I'm really glad that doesn't happen that often. But for me and my own personal bank account, when the most expensive one comes in first place, I'm like, yes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see a knitted one and if you would prefer that to be wool or cashmere. Cashmere would be super expensive. We could do maybe cashmere blend, going up to 100% cashmere. Let me know which one you prefer and what you'd like to see next. I could redo cashmere jumpers. We did that like 2 years. Oh no, I did that last year as well. So maybe we don't need to redo that because I'd still recommend Marks & Spencer and Uniqlo. Maybe different types of knitwear. Just you let me know what you would like to see for the winter wardrobe because it's now fully winter weather, so into it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.